I would like to tell you today 2 stories that happened in my life many years ago. But they are so special to me, and I think they will be encouraging to you as well. Many years ago, before we had our first child, so you know that's been a while back. And those were the days when you didn't know if you were going to have a boy or a girl. You just waited with great anticipation, with great joy. And when the moment came, you were so happy to know if you had a boy or a girl, but mostly a healthy baby from the Lord. Well, before we had our firstborn, I decided to buy a little t-shirt and a little white inexpensive t-shirt and do some stitching on it with variegated thread. Since I didn't know if we're going to have a boy or a girl, I got variegated because it had blue on it, it had pink, purple, yellow, green, every color. And I stitched around the little arms, the neck, and on the front of it I stitched, Jesus loves me. We had our firstborn, a boy, and I got to put that little shirt on him. And it was just a gift from my heart to that little guy. And I just was so grateful to the Lord for that precious son. Well, he outgrew that little shirt. If you'd see him today, you know he outgrew that shirt a long time ago. But then 3 years later, we were expecting another child. Again, we didn't know if it was a boy or a girl, but I saved that little shirt. Only special to me, really. Excuse me. And I saved it, and we had a little girl. And I put that little shirt on our little girl. It was just special. I stitched a diaper, because we used cloth diapers way back then, and just made it special for our little children. Well, years passed, and both of our children outgrew that little shirt. And as some years went by, there was a report that a family represented from the grade school 2 miles away had had a fire. They had lost everything, and they had a little girl, and they needed little girl clothes. I thought, this is going to be easy. Our Nancy had so many beautiful clothes provided by so many wonderful people. And so I filled up a box of her pretty clothes that she had outgrown and was about to shut the box. And the Spirit of the Lord spoke to me and said, Marilyn, I want you to put that little shirt in the box. You know, the whole box was easy to pack until the Lord asked that of me. And that little shirt didn't mean anything to anybody but me. And it was so sentimental to me that it was a hard thing for me to obey the Lord. But the tug in my heart was so strong from the Lord, He helped me to obey Him. And I took the little shirt, I laid it on the top of the clothing in the box. I didn't fold it. So when because I didn't know the people at all, when they opened the box, the first thing they would see was going to be, Jesus loves me. I sealed up the box, drove down the highway, gave it to the grade school so they could give it to the needy family. And just let it go. I don't remember how many days passed, but I remember driving down that same highway, and we had bucket seats in our car. You could see between and see into the back seat. And I was driving down the highway, and something caught my attention in my eye. And I turned around and looked, and there was that little shirt. It was smoothed out on the seat. It was hanging down the seat, wide open, so I could see Jesus loves me. I just say that story to you today to let you know God gave me that little shirt back. I never knew how it got in the car. Nobody ever knew I had put it in the box. I just believe that the Lord brought that back to me. I saved that shirt because I wanted to be able to tell people about the kindness and the awesomeness of God. about things that maybe only matter to us, and they're not expensive or meaningful to anybody. But today I brought that little shirt to show you. And here it is. Jesus loves me. And maybe today, that's a message you need to hear. Maybe God's asking you to do something you don't want to do. Maybe it hurts. Maybe it's painful. But my words to you, I hope, are encouraging words. To give to the Lord that which He asks of you. You'll not be disappointed in obeying the Lord. Another story that's so meaningful to me also happened many years ago. My parents had given to us, a set of towels for Christmas. They were a color I would never have dreamed of. They were a bright orange. Nothing in our house was bright orange, but we had a whole new set of towels. They were beautiful. And then, believe it or not, another family, a couple of miles down the road, represented by the same school, had a fire. And they were asking for anything people could donate. And I didn't know this family either, but I thought if I was the one who had had a fire and lost everything, I wouldn't want people's junk. I wouldn't want their leftovers. I wouldn't want something worn out. I was trying to think, what could I give that would be a blessing? My husband was off on a trip at the time. I was making the decision by myself. And I thought, I've got that new set of towels. They've never been used. That would be a blessing. And my tug of war with that was my parents had given it to us. I didn't want them asking when they came, where's that set of towels we gave you? And me say, I gave them away. And I didn't want to cause a problem. And yet I felt in my heart it was the right thing to do. So that's what I did. I gave that set of towels. I say this to you, these stories, because I want you to know how awesome God is. He does wonderful things on a daily basis. When my husband came home from that trip, he did not know that I had given away the new set of towels. But he did bring me a gift. And I opened that gift, and do you know what was inside? A set of orange towels, matching every piece I had given away. The very same color, and not only that, the very same brand. God brought that duplicate set back to me so that when my parents came to visit, I wouldn't offend them by giving away their gift. And I say that to show you this old worn out washcloth now that was from many years ago. My orange representation of the whole set that God brought back to me. God is awesome. He's precious. He loves you. And right in the middle of life itself, whatever He's asking you to do, please do for His honor and His glory. And He may surprise you in ways that you've never dreamed of.